Ready? Cover number one. Welcome to this episode of Scrapyard Choppers. We're doing something a little different. I know I've been posting some racing videos lately. There's another one coming up next. I'll be in Cadillac, Michigan on the 10th, racing figure 8, and maybe the 11th doing bump and run. There's a big demolition derby, all kinds of cool stuff. But anyways, we're moving on. This is the most affordable, badass muscle car you can own, period. I've seen a lot of lists, a lot of people posting about cheap muscle cars, you know, your Cutlasses and all that stuff. I've never seen anyone post one of these. This car has huge support in the aftermarket, and I happen to own one, and it's going to be a part of this channel. We're going to be getting it ready. It's the first time it's been out this year. It's having a starter issue. It might have ate the flex plate already. I'm going to pull it in and check it out, or it might just be a shim problem. You know how Chevys are, but get it uncovered, and then we'll talk about it more. Ready? Cover number one. Well, there's your first hint of what this is. Ready? That's right. Alright, what we got here is 74 Chevelle. That's right, Chevelle. One of the ugliest Chevelles ever made. Kind of last years for the Chevelle. The Chevelle on this is a trim package. It is a Malibu on the title, but it is a Chevelle Malibu. Now these cars are probably the most winning cars in automotive history. Well, why do I say that? Because they're raced every Saturday night. You go to any circle track, you're going to see 5 or 6 of these at least on the circle track. Awesome handling cars, tons of aftermarket support. They're GM, they're really easy to get parts for. I paid $700 for this car. $700. Sure, it's rotten. Sure, it's a little ugly. But these are better handling than any 60s muscle cars. Period, from the factory. Why is that? They got longer upper control arms on them. The research was really put into these for NASCAR, and it really shows in how these cars handle. They're easy to work on, and if you want yourself that authentic muscle car feel, but actually a little better, 73 through 77 Chevelle, same thing with the Cutlasses, same thing with the Buick Rivieras. All same platform, different bodies. Let's get into this one a little further. So I'm going to start here at the back end. I'm missing this piece. I found one at the junkyard I gotta get. She's a little rotten. You know, it's a Michigan car. It's been a Michigan car all its life. It actually started life as a rental car from Hertz, I think. I can't exactly remember. But Michigan car all its life, came out of the Grand Rapids area. It might be a little messy in here. First time I've opened this thing up this year. I love this interior. Oh, I got a little cleaning action that happened right here. I tried pretty hard to get it cleaned out and all the moisture out of this thing before I covered it up this winter. Got some spider web action. Interior is actually not too bad. I mean, it's got its issues, but fucking $700 car. Can't complain. Got them sweet gauges and some wires just hanging that I gotta take care of. Got the 6x9s in the back for the music. Honestly, the way I was building this car, honestly, what I was going for was the look of this car was what I grew up with like the 90s beaters with the 6x9s in the back and just the rust. So all the normal stuff that I used to see growing up, because you don't see these cars driving on the street anymore. Like I said, they're at the racetracks winning all the time. Let's check out the motor. Sorry, let's get this thing open. Ah. Oh man, this thing got rusty. Shoot. Well, that sucks. This thing was nice looking. But anyways, hopefully no moisture got down in the main carburetor. 355, 11.5 under compression. Got a really nice cam in it. It's probably like 400 horse. That's the cool part about these cars. Any Chevy motor, small block, big block, fit right in her. No issue. Not too hard to put an LS motor in these either. Plenty of room in the engine bay, whatever you want to do. Room for activities. I guess let's see if it starts. Man, this thing got really nasty looking from center. We'll take care of that too. Okay, change of plans. I'm going to charge the battery and then we'll try to start it. So, alright, let's try to start this again. This car has not been started since last year. Battery's so charged. It might just start right up. Sorry about the vacuum sounds. My guys are actually cleaning cars while I'm trying to get this thing running. Sorry, I forget to explain in the video. The starter had gone pretty crappy in this thing right before I put it away. It was kind of the reason I started driving it last year. But it still would start. Well, it had gotten a lot worse over the winter. So I tried to start it a few times and it just didn't take off. So we pushed it inside and I was going to work on it more. But I kind of ran out of time for the day. And yeah, I'll explain that more. But I'm just going to save you some time and listen to this starter grind away, and we'll move on to what's next. Well, unfortunately the day has kind of got away from me. I gotta go, but if you like this sweet ass shirt I got on, click the link below and buy yourself one. I've been beating the hell out of this one, trying to see if they're quality or not, and so far they've held up pretty well. So I'll come back in another day and try to get this starter. And that door, apparently the latch broke when I opened it. So it don't actually stay shut. So I know I'm going to have to find a door. It's not going to be on the road anytime soon. So I'll come on back to it another day. Sorry, it's been a few days. And unfortunately, there's not actually much I can do with this car right now. Let me show you what's going on. This latch is broken. Now I can fix the latch. That's no big deal. 3 screws. There's a screw underneath that. But I mean, yeah, I'd rather just get a whole new door. So I'm looking for a door. I might have found one. I'm picking it up this weekend. So this thing will sit until I get a new door, because really, what's the point of fixing it if I can't drive it? So yeah, all I gotta do is figure out the starter, put a door on it. So instead, what the rest of this episode is gonna be about, let's walk on out here and see. We'll be getting this thing cleaned up and ready for Cadillac. Really, there's nothing really broken, but she is a little dirty. Got some paint to fix. Got some rubbing right there. Right there. A little dent action over there. Some paint back here from Miss Anna Duke. But it's just really dirty. So I'm going to get it cleaned up. And then we're going to look it over and get ready for the next race. Now, as far as I know, there's nothing wrong, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm probably going to check these motor mounts since I just put them in. Check over the rear end. The dipstick's still in there tight. Gonna get all this oil off here. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna see if I can bring you along. So let's get to it. I'm gonna see if I can bring you along on the power washer. I got my hot seat right here. I just want to turn the hot on so I don't melt you on the power washer. And let's get this some cleaning. So unfortunately I couldn't strap you on my power washer. So I stuck you on the tripod. Enjoy this time lapse of this thing becoming clean.
Motorcycle boots. When he hits the jukebox, all the girls swoon. He gonna do it, he gonna hit it, he gonna hit it on the Let's all go to the bronze farms, to the bronze farms, to the bronze farms. He crashed his bike into the chicken shack. He jumped the shark, he ain't never coming back. He gonna jump it, he gonna do it, he gonna jump it on the
It's alright. Now that it's all washed, let's start going over this thing. Now usually what I start with is this. Hopefully you can see that. I start by shaking the back end of the car. It really will tell me if something's loose back here, because a lot of times the bolts loosen up on the rear end. I think I have that under control now. We should actually just be able to look and see if anything's loose. I made this nifty cover. These just swing off. And you'll be able to see like wear marks and stuff if bolts are moving back and forth. But normally I can just wiggle it and tell. Hang on, let me set you down so I can get this thing off here. You alright? Sorry about that. This tripod is a little goofy. Tripod. Alright, try this again. You stay there this time. I don't need you down here. I need some light. Back in a minute. Alright, now let's look down in here. I don't really see too much wear out of the ordinary. So let's throw a wrench on it and just see what we got. It's a little awkward to do and hold my camera. Wait, am I loosening? Alright, I guess it's go from this way. Here we go. Yeah, that's still tight. They gotta move a little bit. This side's a little hard to see. Yeah, that's still tight too. So that's all good. Check the chains. Sometimes these break, but these look good. All the nuts and bolts are still in it. Shocks are still attached. Those break a lot too. So that's good. Everything looks good here. Now what I can do, jack the car up, climb underneath, and we're going to check the U-bolts and the drive shaft, because those like to loosen up about every race. And after that, check fluids, look over the front end, tighten lug nuts. So, yeah, not too bad. I really should make a checklist to go through, but it's kind of in my head. And that's good or bad depending on if you watched the last video or not and realize that there was no oil in this car. Yeah, so we're going to check fluids this time so that doesn't happen again. So alright, I went to go get the jack, and I was standing here looking, and I could actually see the bolts for the rear end, or for the U-bolts, standing back here. So I don't even know what I was just thinking. So all I gotta do is reach down here and tighten them up. They're a little bit of a tight squeeze. They are going the right way here. They are right there. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film this, because yeah, it's a little tight. See, just put it right here. Here we go. Alright, it's a little too tough to film, but I'll just tighten them up. They're not loose, so that's good. Get those tightened up, and then we'll go on and checking fluids, really. Because there ain't nothing wrong back here. Now, I know I didn't check the bottoms, but the bottoms don't really hardly ever come loose, or actually never have. So I'm not very worried about them. Like I said, nothing's moving around. And, yeah, I'll just get these U-bolts tight. So now we move to the front of the race car. Lucky enough, the oil dipstick is right here. Nice and easy to check. Transmission dipstick right there. I don't have anyone to help me get the hood off right now because this thing weighs a bit and it's really awkward to get it over the headers. I mean, I can do it. I really don't want to slam it in the back of the Chevelle. So yeah, I'm just gonna check the oil. Also, I'm gonna look at the suspension. Yep, still there. Kind of dark, hard to see. But same thing at the back. I give it a good shake. Look it over. Also, when I'm doing this, I can look at the wheels, see if they've been hit. That's been there since I put these tires on, actually. I bought these tires and then went to the next race and someone hit me right in the wheel. I broke the bottom of the tire right here, like pinched this over, so it leaks out every once in a while. So before we go racing, I always check air in all the tires, which I'll do that Friday. I don't want to do it now because this one has kind of a slow leak, but there's no new marks on it, so nothing hit there. Come over the other side. Yep, no new marks. Just where I blasted off some paint. We're gonna give this a shake test. Nothing appears to be broken. So now just check fluids and go from there. Alright, that was just some residual. See if you can see that. Right on the full line, perfect. Just changing color a little tiny bit is all. Good to go for a few more races. As for oils, when you got something you put a bunch of money and time and effort into building, like a race car, mud truck, whatever, don't let your oil even get black. It starts to get darker, change it. Why not? I mean, obviously if it's like a daily or something, you might let it get a little black, but for something that you got this much time and effort and money into, just change your oil. I don't know, every 3-4 races, $30 of insurance. Why not do it? Yeah, I've been that person before, don't worry. I used to let my oil get nice and black. And GM, can you make it? And GM, can you make a dipstick that can go in either way? Gosh darn. Always one directional with you. Okay, that looks good. Guess let's start it up and check tranny fluid. Damn, that's loud. So, fluids are checked, suspension's checked, I'm ready to go racing. So really only a few small things to do to the car. I just gotta check antifreeze, which I gotta get the hood off to do that. And then check lug nuts, which I can honestly do at the track, it's not a big deal. They pretty much loosen up every 2 races. Something about these 1-inch lug nuts. Seems to happen to everybody, so it's not just me. And then yeah, Friday night up in Cadillac, I'll be up there tearing it up. Hopefully I can win a race this year. That's really the ultimate goal, of course. But if the car makes it on the trailer every single night, that would be the greatest figure 8 season ever. For me anyways. Doggone it, if almost every freaking night last year but one, the dang car didn't drive itself on the trailer, or barely made it on the trailer. I take that back. That was the year before. The year before it did not drive itself on the trailer. Last year it drove itself on the trailer like 3 times. That's pretty good. I won this year. But I'll just send it hard as I can. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit of a hodgepodge because, well, that thing, yeah, you've seen, didn't really work out. And this thing, ready to go racing. So I hope I get this video out before I get up to Cadillac. That way you know to come up to Cadillac. And shirts below. Check out that last video. It was freaking sweet. And I'll see you next time.
He got a leather jacket and motorcycle boots. When he hits the jukebox,